looking at maps 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's two maps that they are indeed confident on. I do want to note this, the records for 9Z are a little bit more mooted, but on Anubis, for example, 9Z have taken down teams like Movistar Riders, like
Hmm.
international talent. So some of the overall records might be skewed. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are finally into the action. We do have all 5 players for both teams in. As I mentioned, Red Canids starting on the CT side of their own map pick. And of course, TGE in the server for try once again. Aggression towards middle is the name of the game for the CT side. Barton finding one, Max trying to trade, but Venom Zera dispatches him, and HUASOPEEK, the young player, can't find much of anything. The coach does answer with one, but it's only a single solitary kill. It's just boot up. He's down below, and he has 4 players from 2 different angles to worry about. He might find one as he dances around, but he surely does not have enough luck in his pocket to win this one.
Buddha, a prospect highly touted when he first joined this 9Z roster, never really living up to those expectations, I would say. But this is an opportunity for him to really step into a more star player role. He does fall in the pistol after doing a considerable amount of damage and getting a kill. But now we're going to have to see in a couple of rounds what 9Z truly are made of. This should be a free victory for Red Canids. No bomb plan, only 2 kills means a full save out of 9Z. There's some opportunity here for some of those players, especially HUASO as well, to step in some very large shoes and step up. I'm very curious to see who they're going to have opping on 9Z as well, because David was the secondary opper, so I don't know what they're going to do about an op. Maybe it's going to be Buddha, maybe it's going to be Max, I'm not sure. Venom Zeta has to be very careful here, exposed in the open. Only 1 kill and on the rest. Barton as well around the corner. Buddha takes him down with that salvaged weapon. Yes, HUASO was down to 7 HP. There's so much opportunity here. The bomb has yet to cross, however, and Destiny's Flex yields fruit, makes it 2 with the bomb down. Hardzao the last 2 as TGE gets 1 again on the Glock. An expensive victory for Red Canids. Now 9Z can buy up, and they put Red Canids in a very awkward spot considering the lack of funds.
Yes, they do, but I think the main goal for Red Canids in that round was denying a bomb plant, and they did so successfully in that respect. Famas for Barton with 4 M4s, all being A1Ss, might I add, surrounding. Very similar buy for 9Z, albeit with slightly better utility. 1 Galil, 4 AKs. 9Z, it should be around for you to get on the board.
We shall see. The opportunity is there, but they have to seize it. Good option there from Barton. That nade's going to finish Buddha off. Perfect pick into Canals, and DGT down very low outside of B. Smoke and flash. DGT still holding, not wanting to dare across. Finally jumps through, is able to escape. TGE holding the flank. Nice passivity, though, from Red Canids. They're not aggressing, given their man advantage. They're still holding their lines, their positions, making sure they're not overextending, bringing this back to a 4v4. Destiny now starting to go through, peaks before any utility. In fact, he goes too far ahead. HUASO with a nice double kill. Max comes in from E-Box, and down goes Nithon. We're into a 3v2, man advantage for 9Z, and the rotations are so far away. The explosion, that aggression that came in late from Red Canids, right as I'm saying, they're doing a great job of holding their line. It costs them. And now Barton with Venom Zeta have to make it all work. A Molotov is what they have to play retake with. A molly towards E-Box could do wonders to force Max away. DGT that one shot. HUASO, though, the young gun, the debutante, has made his mark already. Needs a couple more, perhaps, though. There's a brilliant headshot from the youngster. One more left is Barton. Former young gun in his own right. Time is gone. He has to run to save the FAMAS. But can he get out of here alive? There will be a potential prowl from DGT. But I presume he's going to try and stay alive himself on 5 HP. There's a nice win from 9Z. It's HUASO, the hero of that round, though, opening things up after the early losses.
Yeah, Red Canids, I agree with you. They slowed things down. They didn't get too assertive, and I really liked that from them. They got a little bit too antsy, a little bit too worried, and decided to go for a mid-round push towards B main with no supporting utility. Thought the first peak might have been just before the flash bloomed as a surprise factor, but it was clearly not the case. Very well done from HUASOPEEK. in that round to get his team on the board. Now, as you mentioned, Red Canids, economy comes back to bite them. They're going to invest, but it's going to be desperate. 2 Deagles, a 5.7, an MP9, and a FAMAS. They got that 1 kit on Barton. Not sure that they can do much in this one. Not against the full AK might of 9Z. Speaking of passivity, 9Z also playing considerably more passive. Just getting some control in a certain direction of the map towards canals, for example. And then holding their lines. Flash this time is in effect for Red Canids. HUASOPEEK, not blind at all. Finds 1, finds 2. Gifted them on a silver platter. The third, probably not long for this world either, as Max swings in from E-Box. The Eagle does chime in for 1, but HUASOPEEK triples down. hardzao has it all to do now. Back flat 1 and 2. A third possibility. These are low on HP, and that player E-Box forces him into the open. Last alive is Barton. As the Deagle. He has to find 3, and that Molotov tick betrays his positioning. Should be a second on the board for 9Z early on in this first map.
He rotates down, takes a shot, misses, and will just back away. No reason to lose the armor, the kit, the Deagle, and the MP9. You can toss either the MP9 or the Deagle over to a teammate in the next round, and maybe they can do something with it. But 9Z are going to have themselves a nice opportunity to grab a lead here very early on, turning the tide. Waso again, this time with 4 kills on the round. And big shoes to fill. He's definitely doing a very good job of it so far in the early going. Very much liking what I'm seeing from him. Confidence, aggression, and his teammates having the confidence to put him in the position to get those kills too. Makes a big difference.
Yes, it does. Enabling him to find those openings. Setting up with him towards B main. 9Z well poised to find a third now. Again, yet to trifle with the op as well. No snipers brought to the server as of yet. We might see one later on from Red Canids, but as it stands, we have no snipers yet to be purchased. Another flash lined up for hardzao towards B main. This is the exact same flash used earlier. Disney will take point with that USB. HUASOPEEK still lurking around, but not sticking around this time around. Just fall away, and 9Z happy to make up ground elsewhere, namely towards the A site. Nithon's the only one here towards heaven. His team is rotating in, but TGE, the coach towards the middle, is alert all the way up. Venom Zera, regardless of the weapon disparity, is the one to find the opening. The coach will strike from behind, but still, this is anybody's round. Aid from Buddha goes in towards heaven. There's lots of damage. Destiny, though, in the meanwhile, takes down that lurking coach. EGT taking point, finds 1. A second, a possibility, but the AK is in Destiny's hands. The aim punch is too strong. hardzao from side will get 1. A nice trade. A possibility for Red Canids, but can they actually get it across the line? Venom Zera does well to find another. Venom Zera can't spray down for the last. Buddha secures a lead for 9Z, but that was a sloppy round for the offense.
Both teams have had sloppy rounds against pistols so far. First it was Red Canids, and then it was 9Z. But at the end of the day, 9Z and Red Canids both winning the ones they are advantaged on, and now we see pretty much equivalent buys with the utility a little bit lighter, actually a significant amount lighter for the CT side. No kit either for Red Canids, and that could definitely pose a problem when it comes to retakes. I don't expect to see an op for 9Z on the B side, especially the flashes aren't blinding Huaso, who takes down both. 1 HP, but he's done his job. Nithon's been hurt as well because of the molly tick. Barton moves in to defend the open B site, but it's all part of the plan for 9Z to just thin the troops and find an opening in. HUASOPEEK, though, just holding the line. He's being peeked on in a game where Peeker's advantage has been said to be incredibly significant, and I've experienced that in my own playing of the game as well. Doesn't seem to be bothering him. Massive confidence from him. Already up to 9. Venom Zera does trade back onto Buddha, however, but look at the damage taken by Nithon and Venom Zera. TGE doing the bulk of that onto Nithon. Nade in, Barton full HP. Double dink onto DGT. 100 HP combined, but only 1 on HUASOPEEK. Max pretty much has to do it all. and they're rotating into his position.
So Peak has the bomb on his back. He will get into sight to plant. And there, though, slinking forward. Max holding his line towards Plat. Ties up the man count, 2 versus 2. Swing comes in, a double swing from HUASOPEEK and Max, and unfortunately for them, Barton is holding with Nython as well. Red Canids finally back into the winner's column, tying things up yet again at 3 apiece. Economy for 9Z is kind of all over the place. They should be able to invest. Buddha can drop some rifles. But any economy they built up will be taken down with this investment. Also, Peak, as you mentioned, definitely enjoys holding more than peeking, at least in the early goings. Also, hold is a more apt name. I dare say it rolls off the tongue a little bit better.
It does. He's on the Galil now, so maybe a little bit easier to take down, but I don't know. Seems to be good for a kill at the very least every time he sees somebody. Still working out towards B, which is his haunt. Flashed back. Will wait. Max there as well. Utility in. No real contact from either side as we tick down to the minute 25 mark. Well, there's a little bit of chip damage on the cross. Not really worth much. Barton, I don't know if that was supposed to go so shallow. If so, it works out either way. Denies the run. Molotov countered in from DGT is perfect.
He needs to go deeper. He gets stuck in that corner because he can't cross.
That's what I thought.
Exit signs forced back as well. Venom Zera does well, however, to find a pair, making something out of nothing despite the low HP. Nython will rotate around as well. Exit sign to exit is now suddenly contested. TGE, the coach taking the point, is only good for 1. Nython trades. Nython doubles, in fact, leaving just a debutante, as you mentioned, HUASOPEEK in the 1v2. He's found 1 thus far, but he needs to find 2 more, and they've grouped up both towards heaven. HUASOPEEK spots 1, but he's also spotted in kind. Spray does not connect. It's hardzao with the FAMAS to do him in. The Canids reestablish their lead, and they've also reset the T-side economy.
Red Canids starting to establish a little bit of momentum here on the CT side after a very back-and-forth start, and if they can have a clean victory against the Pistols here, that would go a long way to establishing them on the CT half. They don't win half of their CT rounds, just under at 48% per their previous 3-month statistics, although CS2 does change things and can only take so much value from the statistics, but either way, 5, 6, 7 rounds on the CT side would be a great start for Red Canids. I think 5 is about bare minimum what they would want. And they're on pace to accomplish that here and now with a good amount of wiggle room for some more. Just how greedy for rounds do Red Canids want to get? If they're anything like me, get as many as you can, as fast as you can.
9Z only have a sub 40% win rate on the defense as well. The pressure's on them to get, I would say, 8 minimum, given their roster changes. To really feel comfortable going into the second half. It doesn't feel like that will happen. You need 5 in a row. Even the fact they're running with pistols now, this round shouldn't be theirs to begin with. HUASOPEEK does drop Nython. So 2 versus 4, make it a 1 versus 4. Again for HUASOPEEK. With the Deagle, he'll try to do something, but even that's too much to ask. Red Canids reestablishing their 2-round lead. Do they get an op for Nython? Do they have the money for it? No is the answer. Unless it's already on the ground. It is not. 9Z. Their buys again a little bit hamstrung. HUASOPEEK once more on a Galil. Good utility for an offensive, but 9Z seem kind of directionless on their T side. They're getting mid-control, at least contesting for it. Beyond that, they haven't really had a clear idea in mind.
Good idea with the smoke destruction, but not going to work. That's way too late on a Molotov from Bart. He's going to die, but he might get DGT afterwards. 26 HP. Nython nade may do the job. Nah, just a little bit more. And a little bit of chip on the TGE as well. Still a good start for 9Z, despite that a massive amount of damage taken by DGT. Destiny peeks out towards B main. Sees nothing. HUASOPEEK. Bit passive there. Doesn't deny anything, but doesn't give up any information either. Slow mid round again. 9Z kind of stalling out, spinning their wheels in mid. Almost kind of like a classic Mirage mid play, Nate, where the T side just kind of mulls about in mid for about a minute, and then eventually groups to a site with the two players in the extremities.
They have utility though, and Red Canids do not. There's nothing left at this stage. They just threw their last flash. If 9Z just group up and go for an execute, they should have an easy go at site control. HUASOPEEK went out on an island over towards B. Did not get exploited. His team will pressure forward and get control of the site. It's a little bit risky going for that push towards Pizza, but it does work out in this case. 5 versus 3 secured with a kill elsewhere. That was towards A, if I'm not mistaken. And that should send Red Canids saving. As it shall. 3 versus 5. All 3 M4s falling back. 2 M4s and an AK, I should say. Will there be a hunt from 9Z? That's a big question. If Red Canids can save all 3 rifles, they should be able to buy in the following. If they lose even one, the buy will be a far more difficult reality.
9Z are hunting. They're just going to be too late to the party. Bulk clear up A. It's good discipline from 9Z to make sure they have a bunch of players here too, because they can't really afford to lose anybody. But 9Z keep it close here. They grab 4. Red Canids are going to be able to buy up again, but the lack of utility on the CT side has definitely proven to be a problem when 9Z are starting to go for the late round takes. They burn through all of that CT utility, and then once they're going in, it's just dry fights the way through where they have the advantage. And 9Z have been taking advantage of that. DGT started to heat up. TGE also performing quite well so far. 3rd on the team in overall frags. Definitely need to see more out of Buddha and Max.
Buddha has been a quieter player, though. Has been his MO. Small smoke there towards A. We have a default for 9Z, pressuring towards A and towards B. Max is the one to find the opener. Venom Zera taken down. As the heavy hitter of Red Canids, taken down without finding an opening. As you can see, Red Canids using so much of their utility. Still over a minute left, and they are out of smokes and Molotovs.
Yep. Just an A chain of flash, and that flash is going to be used for a peek. HUASOPEEK, speaking of, isn't blinded, but he does get taken down by Destiny, who also falls to TGE as Nithon goes first. That's brilliant from the coach, leaving hardzao alone on B. Do what he can. Dink onto Buddha after finishing off Max, but Buddha's going to get that bomb down. Pay dirt as DGT on Spartan. A main fight, messy from both sides, and Spartan has time at a kit. There is a possibility he can pull off a 1v2, but is it worth it at this stage of the game? Barton seems to think it's not. He's going to play for exits, which presumably will not come.
Next round's probably going to be
tying
safe
it up
as well. Yeah, they are. Back to even footing. It's like the 3rd time we've tied it up. Been a contentious one. But again, this is their favorite side, the T side. I'm very worried for what will happen to 9Z in the second half. I feel like the pistol round's going to be a must.
Terrorists win.
Surely a save or a half buy from Red Canids. Never mind. They're forcing around an op and an AK. That is one of the plays that they can go for.
That is a play.
It is a very bold move.
We've not seen an op yet. Finally comes out. Nithon's been the quietest on his team. This is a time for him to make his voice heard, for him to shout with the big green gun. Honestly, the Deagles haven't been bad either for Venom Zera or hardzao. They can definitely find their mark. Nithon, though, is hoping to punish HUASOPEEK, and unfortunately for him, HUASOPEEK is rarely true to his name. Bides his time towards B main and waits.
Now watch him peek aggressively on CT side.
He will. DGT, good opening over towards A. They're in the site. Barton around Cake, though. Not expected. We'll find one. Looking for more, though. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. And a nade as well, coincidentally. Okay. do anything more. Hardzao tagged down, and I thought that 15 as well. HUASOPEEK doing so much towards B main to distract. In the meanwhile, the bomb's down on the opposite side of the map, just hitting dirt. Python should be saving this op for the following. Destiny should be hunting for a rifle drop somewhere on the map. 9Z securing the 6th, and Red Canids, their aggressive call for a buy around the op is not paying off.
And doesn't even get one. A little late on the shot, and TGE with a little wide swing peek works out well against the AWP. 9Z going to grab a lead here in the penultimate round of the first half. And a very good chance, honestly, to get a 7th out of it, too, because the buy from Red Canids is not going to be fantastic. They're going to be light on utility again. And they might even lack M4s. They might have one on Barton. That's going to be it. Destiny goes down at the end. It's not really like the USP makes much of a difference. But 9Z. Is 7 going to be enough? Will they even get to 7? That's another big question.
This is a scary buy. There's a lack of utility, but Red Canids use it early on anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Still 3 M4s at FAMAS. We've seen the FAMAS have good impact. The MP9 as well can have its moments. This full AK buy from 9Z has been so consistent.
No opener just yet. Hardzao might get pushed on, though. DGT Molly in, forces him out. Destiny also takes a little bit of a singe in E-Box. Nade in on towards Hardzao's position, won't do anything. Barton peeked up mid, saw 0. Destiny spots 1. They do know 1's here at least. Do they expect Hardzao around? Up close as well. Flashbang in. He's not really blinded, but it's all part of the play. More utility being used now towards A. Venom Zera. Waiting. Just egging them into a peek. All he needs is 1. Barton, that's the first. Now Venom Zera can swing, but he only gets a dink. That's not enough, not at all. But look how segmented 9Z are with 40 seconds on the clock. They're so spread apart. Here comes HARDZao to trade out Destiny, but he needs more than that. And he's going to get pincered here. 1 from E-Box, 1 from A. Bomb is so far away, though.
Yeah, sub 30 now. Bomb is across the map, and HARDZao has dropped HUASOPEEK. 2 players on this B side as well, and TGE is stuck in towards E-Box. Buddha, 2 HPs, and they go for the bomb, but it's going to be tight. His teammate has to entry, and TGE has to take down both players if they want a shot in this round. TGE can't find the first 10 seconds remaining. 8. Still no kills. He'll finally swing in 1. They line up, but he can't get the second. 4. No time at all in the round. That's the half. It's tied. We'll see if Red Canids can take their own map pick after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 9Z losing the final round of the first half due to time, letting it get away from them. Now starting again anew at a tied ball game, 6 apiece. Pineapple Phillips and Boggs on the microphone. Red Canids should be favored on this first map. It is their map pick after all. 9Z historically struggle on the CT side of this map. They can start things off right with the pistol around. Max does well to find one Nithon towards the middle, but Red Canids are undeterred. They will continue forward down towards exit. There are 3 players to greet them, sure. The blocks are scary at this close range. Max good for 1. Venom's Era trays, but DGT, TGE, and HUASOPEEK combine fire to find 3 that go uncontested. Pistol round nabbed by 9Z, the lead as well by extension, and that is the best start they could ask for.
That is indeed the best start that they could ask for. Now they just have to keep it clean round number 2. Round number 3, if they can take the bonus, puts them on a very good trajectory. But it's still going to be a bit difficult, given that Red Canids are very good at the T side, and 9Z not so good statistically on the CT side of Anubis. Maybe that'll all change. We'll find out. CS2 does make everything a variable. And DGT getting very aggressive, seeing nothing. That is information, though. Might get run into by hardzao. Does he peek left? Does he peek right? He does. He's got the bomb as well. Sprays it down and picks up a third onto Venom's Era. Max comes in to join the party. All to Destiny. He beats his. That's a very fast and very clean round for 9Z.
Very fast and importantly, very clean with an MP9 at the helm. 4 on the SMG. That's 2,400 in kill cash prior to the victory. A hefty chunk of change that DGT can now hold on to. While it is a rifle buy for Red Canids, 9Z have a very solid bonus. 2 MP9s, 3 M4s, good utility. We'll have to see how the CT utility pacing is. That was somewhat lacking for Red Canids in the first half.
Let's see what they can do to adjust. Good, well-timed Molotov forces hardzao and Venom's Era away. Nithon spotted. Lucky to get out of there alive. I thought Buddha was on the first shots there, but hardzao tries to reaggress and gets repulsed. Nade will do a little bit of damage, actually a decent amount of damage. They're going to try and boost over, but Barton gets spammed down significantly. Return fire, not going to do anything, and Barton falls the nade of Buddha. DGT just misses the players waiting behind E-Box, exploding when the time is right. And it comes a push from DGT, though, who nets 1 more. Looks for a second Molotov into E-Box. Destiny will fall away. Never mind, he's behind the flames. And Nithon, meanwhile, takes the head off of Buddha's shoulders. HUASOPEEK finally strikes for 1. DGT falls 2v3. Look at the health, though, on Red Canids. Make it just 1 as Max does a nice bit of work onto Nithon. TGE combines for the last kill with DGT. And that is 3 in a row to start off half number 2 from 9Z. Exactly what the doctor ordered for him. Now they're 4 rounds away from taking their opponent's map pick here on Anubis. Sans their Opper, the new player who has been anything but a new player as far as the fit is concerned.
9Z also prevented the bomb plant and kept all the rounds won rather convincing. 3 players surviving in the round prior, getting some upgrades. Red Canids going to go for a bit of a rush towards A and hopes of catching someone out. TGE on the platform, though, finds 2. HUASOPEEK behind Cake as a free one as the player runs with an 8 out right around the corner. 4 kills completely unanswered. Barton, the last alive, running through the smoke, finds nothing but a bullet from the coach TGE. Double digit secured, another flawless one. The economy for 9Z bounteous. It feels like they've truly turned a corner. What was the stats, the abysmal stats of a sub 40% win rate on CT side, appears to be nothing but a mirage. 9Z are now 3 away, sending us off to the very same. Nithon, op in hand, has to do a lot for the team at this point. Red Canids need to right the ship now, or they will run out of room, dive right straight into port.
There's a good start for Barton, and for Red Canids as well, as they need to get the ball rolling here on the T side of things. Nithon holding the canals, play, peeks it, but DGT crispy with the shots, has a friend with him too, and I believe Venom's Era has been spotted up top. Barton coming through, but Venom Zera swings out wide and double taps Buddha and DGT as well. That is a round changer, and Red Canids now in the driver's seat to pick up round number 17. Luckily for 9Z, they got plenty of money. They can also do a little bit of damage to that Red Canids economy, but TGE getting caught off guard by hardzao leaves HUASOPEEK in a nigh unwinnable situation, and even getting 2 kills out of this would be pretty darn good for him. He hears the footsteps of Destiny, the flashbang a little bit late. Actually, no flashbangs thrown, just smokes, and now they got to know to go B, because they know where HUASOPEEK is, and they know his exits of escape. They have them both on lock, unless he goes all the way the long way through. CT spawn might be his call, actually. And at what point do they think, hey, maybe he's gone that way? Yeah, hardzao starting to check, and I think HUASOPEEK's just trying to save here.
He should be. He's making some space for himself. Venom Zera is going to pick up the AUG of all weapons towards main. Barton will recover the op for his teammate Nython as well. HUASOPEEK will be allowed to save the AK for the following. The economy is no issue for 9Z as well. They'll have 0 issues reinvesting. Again, the biggest question to me, do we see an op pulled out for 9Z? They lost their opper last minute. The coach is standing in. Does anyone try their hand with the scoped weapon?
It's going to be interesting to see if they decide to go for it. And TGE goes for the most unpredictable buy I've seen. An MP9. On a round where they have a full buy, all the money at hand, $8,000 on HUASOPEEK.
Where'd he spend the $5,900? I don't know what's going on.
I think he dropped an M4 over to somebody. Presumably Max.
The only explanation. Through the smoke, the first casualty in the round comes. TGE taken down. Rushing towards the main, though, was not spotted by hardzao. He's holding the angle, but totally unaware to the peak from the left side. DGT trades it back. The issue is Canids now know what's up. They know that this A site should be abandoned, and Venom Zera can hold this line with ease on the AUG. Control all the way towards CT spawn taken at this stage. DGT trades it back, but Destiny immediately in response across the map drops Max. 2 versus 3. Buddha and DGT should probably save their weapons at this stage, given the amount of map control taken by Red Canids. The T side beginning to mount a bit of a comeback on Anubis.
There's T side starting to really heat up here. That's exactly what they needed. 9Z got their ideal start to the half, but they haven't been able to build anything more here. Once the guns came out, Red Canids have been able to change things up and get things going in the right direction. Another save for 9Z. They're still in the lead, but for how long? Do they go for the big green? Yes, they do. HUASOPEEK. Interesting. New kid on the block. Straight for the op. I am curious to see the duel between him and Nython now. Nython, who has not been able to get anything going at all this game.
Not sure he's found anything on the op either.
He got taken down by the M4 a couple of rounds ago, and I don't even know how many shots he's even taken with it.
Definitely not a lot. Rushing towards B main. Name of the game for Red Canids. Player in the corner. HUASOPEEK, we were wondering where the op would go. It's going towards A main, playing on top of the table in a little bit of an off angle. It's an aggressive hole, but it can definitely work out. Speaking of aggressive, hardzao towards B main, catches 2, getting aggressive. Destiny slinks through the smoke off the contact, finds a 3rd. That's the B site cracked wide open. And given that HUASOPEEK on the op, it should be around where they save, if they're even allowed to. Venom Zera on the AUGs, holding the back lines, calls out the opper. He's just the coach. TGE, M4 in hand against the world. It seems like they're rather keen on hunting now. They'll find the first, they'll dink the second, but the AK wins the headshot duel. That still remains the same in CS2 as CSGO. Red Canids 1 away from tying it up, and 9Z at the end of their economic rope.
They're buying in again. M4s across the board, except for TGE, who sits with an MP9. Elects to not buy a kit, and the way things have been going, I can't say I blame them. They've been losing to the eliminations far before our bombs even really going down. Ready Canids, ravenous for the kills. Nade does a little bit of damage, and Nython now looking to get something going with the big green. Flashed back, tagged down, but only by 8 HP. Takes a dink, but wins the day. There we go, Nython. He opens his account on the AWP. And maybe he can get a little something else, as A is going to be the target here. HUASOPEEK holding back, does spray down one, sticks around the colonnade, and goes for more here. As fire burns around him, roasts his teammate alive. Retreats back Cake. Just be careful not to be baked. One on to Destiny. That's the second on the round. Still a chance for more as the nades rain in. Second nade will do him in. That will be all he wrote in the round. Buddha and TGE now, who has done quite well, the latter. No bomb plant, no real site control for Red Canids. And I thought on 4 HP, this is winnable for 9Z.
Is winnable, albeit improbable. Buddha pressuring up now, making steps, takes down the lit player. MP9 harasses, but can't get the kill. Range too far, and Barton swinging finds a quick headshot, leading Red Canids to a tied ball game. Once again, 10 apiece. No problem on the investment side of things for the T side. 9Z, though, a far more difficult situation ahead of them. We've yet to see a pause from either team. For 9Z, it kind of makes sense because their coach is playing. He's already in the server. So he'll just let his thoughts be known throughout the game. It's going to be a half buy for 9Z. The loss bonus will make up this relatively expensive investments in the MP9. Red Canids, once they got the ball rolling, they have not slowed down in the slightest. Just playing their own game, pressuring towards A main, holding for the Canals' aggression. 9Z have been unable to call them out.
Needs two, he does get two, but he cannot get anything else. Hardzao and Nython getting the trade frags for Red Canids, but Hardzao on 3 HP, very vulnerable here. Op shot missed from Nython. Nade will do a little bit on the max after he's gonna mount. Here comes Nython with the AK this time, decides to go for the Kalashnikov. And I think that gun suits him a little bit better. Hardzao does pick the op back up, but Nython's work on the AK has been significantly better than his work on the op. Most of his kills have come on the rifle. Only one has been the product of an AWP round. But Red Canids have finally swapped the lead back into their favor. 9Z are able to buy back again a couple of kits, a good amount of utility, and AUG on Buddha. But HUASOPEEK, DGT, and TGE have not been able to do enough here. Red Canids are slowly clawing their way back in. But it hasn't really seemed that much of a claw, more of just a return to normalcy almost. Red Canids just doing everything right, and 9Z unable to respond.
And once we do away with those early round surprises, it's been smooth sailing for Red Canids. They've found their groove. They're finally going for their setup default executes. 9Z have not been challenging. You see DGT and Buddha now on the T side have to do it all. Flash DGT only gets one. The AUG does not fare any better. In fact, it fares worse, finding nothing. It's HARDZAO double entries in. 12 seeming more and more likely. A bit of team damage with that smoke, but it works. Martin will get the bomb to dirt. 12 seeming like an inevitability at this point. Max going to try to find his way in, but Destiny, despite the low HP, still wins it with the off angle. TG and HUASOPEEK do M4A4s to try and save the day. Smoke makes things all difficult. Martin finds TGE. HUASOPEEK towards Pizza fares no better. 12 to 10 map points secured for Red Canids on their own map pick. Again, a monstrous return. I think it was at 1 point 10 to 6 in favor of 9Z. And now we've seen 6 in a row in favor of Red Canids.
6 and will it be 7? All they need is one more round. They claim their map pick, and then they go to Mirage. That's map number 2. Waiting in the wings. Nython has that op again. We'll see how much longer that persists.
It'll be more
Quad
home
MP9s.
on Mirage.
Yeah, it
That's
will
for
be
sure.
better on Mirage T side. That's for sure.
CT and T side. And they're starting on the CT side as well, Red
Mhm.
Canids. So that's an important thing to note. If you can find a stride here at the end of this map, carry that over into Mirage, and as you mentioned, it could be a Red Canids 2-0.
I don't know if the quad MP9s are going to have much to say about this round either. Minimal utility, 2 nades, 3 flashes, 1 smoke left. Buddha. Trying to play close with the MP9, as he should. Max as well. Up in mid. Hears the noise and does not want to get overwhelmed.
Sure. Had to have spotted him.
Yeah. I mean, he might not have. The way that X-Ray works in CS2 is a little more misleading than CS1. Or CSGO, I should say. But there's one from Destiny. Make it a second. No. TG around the cake makes it a party. There has to be a lot more for celebration for 9Z. Buddha needs this one on the hardzao. Needs it bad. He flicks around the wrong possible time. The definition of timing. And DGT walks in and gets sat right down. Bomb plant here. Dire retake for TGE and Max.
Hardzao's entries have been unreal. That's the second time we've seen a double entry from him towards B. It could be what breaks 9Z. Venom Zera takes down Max. DGE, the last alive, fares no better. Nython on the op, strikes again, and that's 2 op kills into the map for him, but that's an aside entirely. 13-10, remarkable comeback, remarkable form for Red Canids. Their executes on Anubis seem a little bit cookie cutter, seem a little bit derivative, and they only really worked because there was no pressure.